Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another 1/6 scale figure unboxing and review video. Now today we're going to be taking a look at none other than the Damtoys Resident Evil 2 Leon S. Kennedy. Now, it's been a while since I've taken a look at a Damtoys product, and I'm kind of excited. They've been killing it with their video game characters. They've done the protagonists from the Assassin's Creed series, and now it looks like they've picked up the Resident Evil 2 license, so we'll see how far they go with this line. This kind of stuff is right in their wheelhouse. I wouldn't be surprised if they go after even more video game licenses, and honestly, I'm kind of excited to see what they do next. Now, I picked up mine from toyswonderland.com. A link for that is, of course, down in the description below. They also have 12-month installment plans if you're a fan of paying off your figures over time. What we are going to do now, though, is get the box laying flat in the light box and do the unboxing. And here, of course, we have the box art for Leon Kennedy. An image of the character right up here on the front of the box, although that's not an image of the figure, it's an actual render from the game. Resident Evil 2 down below on the side, and of course, some legal information on the back. Now, this is one of those flip open covers. You can see the figure himself resting inside the box there. Now, it's actually been a while since I played a Resident Evil game. Now I know there is an updated remake coming out sometime soon. I don't know as of yet if I'll be going back and playing that, but I do have fond memories from back in the day of playing Resident Evil. And here we have Leon Kennedy. One thing that Damtoys does quite well is their choice of body. This guy feels nice and weighty and sturdy in hand. Now you can see he does come with not one, but 2 trays of accessory. This guy is jam-packed. So what we are going to do now is get all of his accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything he comes with. And here we have all of the accessories that come with Leon Kennedy. And as you can see, he comes with a metric ton. This is a huge amount. Honestly, it might be one of the most impressive spreads that I've seen in a while from a 1/6 scale figure. Let's take a look at the display base first. Usually, Damtoys goes all out and gives us a beautiful diorama style display base. This time they went back to basics and gave us just a regular rounded rectangle with Leon S. Kennedy printed on the front and a regular crotch grabber. Would I have preferred a diorama base? Yeah, absolutely. It would have been a nice touch, but that's still a suitable display base. Now, taking a look at the first of the weapons, here we have the rocket launcher. It's really well sculpted and really well painted with a very subtle dry brushing of silver around the edges. I do have a bit of a problem with mine, and it's the fact that that clip seems to always want to come out of this ring here. But I'm sure you could tighten that up and get it to sit on there more permanently if you spent a little bit of time with it. You do also have, for the reloading gimmick, this piece that can pull out, and of course the sight that can swivel around. This is a pretty darn good rocket launcher, and of course, if you did want to use it with other figures, say for instance Harley Quinn, this is a good way to get a nice high quality weapon there. Now, most of these bits and pieces can be installed on this police belt, and you will see this on Leon the next time we take a look at him. It's relatively simple. Luckily, it's not pleather, it's a plastic style piece, so you shouldn't see anything degrading here. You do also have a holster for the pistol. Now, to go along with the belt, you do have some handcuffs. They, of course, slot into this section, which attaches onto the belt itself. The handcuffs are made of plastic, but the chain is made of metal. They don't unfortunately open, but if you did want to make it look like someone was being arrested, you can simply slot them over the wrist peg, and it kind of gives you the same working idea there. Now, to go along with the belt, once again, we do have a torch. This thing is pretty nicely done. You can see the little bulb on the inside there. There's no glass over the top though. A little bit peculiar, but I guess it still gets the job done. You also get a police radio. This thing is really nicely detailed. All of the numbers and letters are printed on the front there, and yes, there is a teeny tiny clip on the back. Be careful not to snap off that clip when you are attaching it to Leon, and of course up the top you do have the little speaker section. Now, to go along with some of the weapons, which we'll take a look at in just a second, you do get a bunch of ammo. These are absolutely beautiful, and yes, technically you could use them with other figures, but you can see these Steel Boy shotgun shells. They are just a faux piece, so they don't go all the way down, but you get enough to have a convincing look on the shelf here. So yes, you can have Leon picking up some ammo for his weapons. You'd also have some 45 ACP rounds, and you even have print on the back there, 50 cartridges and a bunch of info. Finally, I'm pretty sure these are 9mm rounds, although I could be wrong, and you do have all of the print around all of the various sides. Again, they don't go all the way down, it's just a little facade piece to stick out the top. Now, of course, to go along with the bullets, you have to include some guns. Starting off with the 1911 here, they all do have removable magazines with a little bit of bullet detail on the top, and as far as I'm aware, they all have moving parts. This one has a working slide at the top, and it's painted relatively nicely. A simple gunmetal paint job and a brown wooden handle. This one I really do like. It's got Matilda printed all around. You do have a working slide up the top. This one actually has multiple different options for the magazine. You have a smaller one, or you do have the option for an extended magazine. As you can see right here, sticks out just a little bit longer. I really like the way this one looks. You do also get two different shotguns, this one being a more classic style with the wooden handle, and again, that gunmetal up the top there has a working action and a strap, of course, so you can holster it on Leon. You also get a smaller shotgun, same working action and same grain paint job with this gunmetal colored finish. It doesn't have any dry brushing or wear and tear or washes or anything like that, unlike the rocket launcher, which did, but still, it's a video game character, so this sort of paint job definitely makes sense. Now, he also comes with this piece. You'll have to let me know down in the comments below what exactly this is. It's a little bit peculiar. I thought it was some kind of stock initially that you can slot onto another gun, but then again, there's nothing to slot it onto. As I said, let me know down in the comments below exactly what this piece is. Finally, he comes with an MP5. This guy has a bunch of moving pieces. You can remove the sight if you wanted to, and of course you can remove the magazine as well. They are a little bit hard to remove at first, but they do loosen up over time. This, honestly, is probably how I'm going to be displaying my Leon. I really like the MP5. There's something super simple, yet super effective about a teeny tiny little submachine gun. He also comes with two blades. You've got a regular hunting style blade and a K-bar style military knife. Both are exceptionally well done, but this one, in my opinion, is the better detailed of the two. A little bit of a smoked finish on the back of the blade, and some gold and brown for the handle. To go along with those blades, you also, of course, get a holster so you can slot them in there. You do get two grenades with Leon Kennedy, one flashbang and one frag grenade, both super nicely detailed with pins up the top. Unfortunately though, the pins cannot be removed. You also get this piece, which is of course the recovery spray. It's a nice touch, something that honestly they didn't have to include, but I'm super glad they did. Now you also get all of the precinct keys. These are very, very tiny, but they are really nicely detailed. They've got the translucent sections up the top with the clubs, or I should say the various suits, that of course denote which key they are and which doors they do open. But yeah, they are really nicely done. I love the translucent nature of them. Kind of makes them look like gems. Really nice little pieces. Unfortunately though, Leon comes with a bunch of accessories, but he only comes with two hands. I don't exactly know, maybe all of the budget went on all of the other bits and pieces, which I would prefer, but at the very least, two fists would have been nice, or two relaxed hands, but the array is fairly slim. They are at least nicely detailed, with a bit of a dry brush on the back, and the skin texture is definitely there, but two kind of slim pickings. Either way, what we are going to do now is get the one final accessory piece out here and take a closer look. Just quickly before we move on, I wanted to show you this piece because of course Leon also comes with the diorama backdrop piece, and it's a little bit shorter than some of the Hot Toys ones. Unfortunately, I don't have a detolf to test this in, but because of the slightly reduced height, I would think that this could potentially fit in there, but it's of course the police precinct. I really like this print, it's nice, high quality, and really darn sturdy card. I'm glad that Damtoys are doing these. Fingers crossed with all of their future releases, they include extra little bits and pieces, such as this. And here we have him standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. And yeah, he looks pretty darn good. They've done a really decent job translating a video game character to figure format. I know sometimes it can be really difficult to give it that super realistic look into a tangible object, but they've done it quite well here. I like the head sculpt, I like the body they've chosen, and I love the outfit and accessories. The only thing that still weirds me out is the choice of hands, because as you can see, he's got a shotgun cradling hand and a trigger hand on the other side. There's no fists and no relaxed hands, so he can't just be stood straight up and down in the display, he has to be holding something. Granted, most people will have him holding something, me included, but still, it's a little bit peculiar. What we are going to do now, though, is take him off the rotating turntable, punch in, and take a closer look at the details. And here we have him up close and personal. And while the outfit is relatively simple and straightforward, I think Damtoys did a really good job on the head sculpt. Now, depending on what generation of consoles you're playing this game on, it'll drastically change the look of Leon here. So technically, I personally do like the way this looks, but if you are a fan of how he looks in a different game, maybe you won't be. I can definitely see the likeness here, but let me know what you think of this head sculpt down in the comments below. I like the way it's sculpted and I love the way it's painted. The hair actually looks fantastic, even down the sides here, how it swoops around the back. I love the way this is done. Now as for the outfit, it's basically a 1/6 scale police uniform. It is super simple, but they definitely did nail it. You have the blue shirt with the, as you can see right here, officer and raccoon police on the side there. You do have RPD on the front and also on the back. Technically, you could remove this, it's just velcroed on there, but I personally will be leaving this on my release. Now, this is a short sleeve shirt, but there is a long sleeve shirt underneath, very accurate to the design of the game. You do also have these elbow pads. They can tend to slide around on you. My advice is to do the pose, then situate these and the knee pads accordingly, because you'll find once you've done the pose, they'll have definitely moved to a different position. As for the belt and the pants, super simple, regular military/police style blue pants, and I do have the belt attached. It is, once again, a Velcro attachment. Super simple, super straightforward, and you can slot the various pieces like we do have the gun, we do have his handcuffs, and his police radio, which nicely comes around the top and clips in there. Now, as for the knee pads, these are actually designed in an accurate way to how knee pads work in real life. These clip sections actually lock in to those little pegs. If it does come loose, it will be a little bit of a challenge to reattach it, but trust me, once you have it on there, it'll be perfectly fine. You do also have a very subtle amount of weathering on the front of the knee pads. That is a super nice touch. Now coming down to the shoes, these are really well done. I love the weathering pattern over the top, and you can see that even though they are a high top boot, you can still get a fairly decent range out of the ankles there. That is really, really impressive. And of course, on the bottom, some really nice detail on the soles of the shoes. Overall, I'm really liking this guy. He's a super simple, straightforward release, but he comes with a ton of accessories, and that head sculpt, in my opinion, really sets this guy over the top. Now, for a quick side-by-side comparison, I really didn't know who to compare Leon to, so I thought I may as well grab another video game character that I have to hand. So here is Batman Beyond from Arkham Knight. As you can see, Leon is a little bit shorter than Batman here, but that makes perfect sense for me. I think this scale is about right. Being a normal-sized human, I think he's going to fit in fairly well alongside your other video game characters. We are getting a pretty good lineup now with a bunch of Assassin's Creed figures. We're now getting Resident Evil releases, fingers crossed they keep going with the licenses. I would love for them to pick up maybe even an Uncharted license. That'd be awesome. Fingers crossed they keep this line going, because I'd love to see a full cast of characters from all of the games. Just going over articulation on Leon Kennedy. Now bear in mind this is my personal copy of the figure, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful. I'm sure when you get yours in hand, you can push the joints slightly further than I'm willing to go. Now starting off with the head sculpt, it is on a fixed neck, however it's a rubbery neck, so you do get a fairly decent range of motion there. The arms themselves go out to about there, they will go forward the full way, and there is a butterfly joint incorporated as well. And you also have a swivel at the bicep, double bend there at the elbow, and of course a regular 1/6 scale style joint for the wrist itself. Now for the torso you will have two joints, one at the midsection, then one at the waist. However, due to the nature of the restrictive body armor here, you will be getting most of the range out of that second joint. So you do have crunch, swivel, and pivot side to side. The legs go forward pretty much the full way, same thing going out, swivel at the upper thigh, double bend there at the knee, and of course a regular 1/6 scale ball joint for the foot itself. Just wrapping up on Leon Kennedy by Damtoys. Now going into this, I kind of already knew what to expect because I know Damtoys. I have pretty much all of their Assassin's Creed releases, and they're pretty impressive pieces. So too is this guy. It's a simple figure, and I know I've said it's simple a couple of times already throughout the course of the video, but it is. It's just a police uniform with a bunch of police-style accessories. But the accessories themselves are fantastic, and he comes with a ton, plus the awesome head sculpt that's really nicely painted, and the backdrop piece that a lot of companies wouldn't give you. Damtoys have gone all out here, and it definitely tells. Someone at Damtoys definitely loves the Resident Evil franchise, and I hope we do get a few more characters. I wouldn't be surprised if they go all in on this line. But then again, it depends on how well this particular guy does sell. Now, I got mine from toyswonderland.com. A link for that is, of course, down in the description below. They do have 12-month installment plans if you are a fan of paying off your figures over time. Also, while you are down in the description, why not check out the link to 6 Scale Network, the awesome Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and of course, see what's coming up next on the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.